Hey guys, welcome to Morning Joe with me. And today we're going to talk about refinancing a house. And you're like, what? Wait a minute. Refinancing rates are like 7%, aren't they? Yeah. Welcome to Morning Joe with me. And let's talk about where it would make sense right now because I'm actually doing several refinances, setting up several for people where it makes absolute sense. And here's the reason why. We look at the interest rate on the house a lot of times, and everyone's like, well, I've got a 3.75 or whatever the rate is right now. So yeah, what would make sense there? Yeah, you do have a 3.75 in the house. And that's awesome. What a great rate. We'll never see those again, I don't think. Me. Um, but look at the other rates on the other things that you're paying, and this is where it can make sense. We also have a lot of us also have credit card debt. We have student loan debt that's coming due and it's going to be payable again in October. We got to prepare for that. We've got car debts. Man, car payments are astronomical these days. It's just amazing how many people have over $1,000 a month car payment. I'm amazed by it. Maybe I'm not a car guy. Maybe that's it. And then any other debt. And those debts are at, especially the credit card stuff, is 18 or 20 or 24% interest. And sometimes they're big numbers. And for a lot of people, they are. And it's easy to let that creep up on us. It non-judgmental because it literally is easy to, be paying the card off every single month. And all of a sudden there's a tight month and you're like, whatever happens, the car breaks down, the kid needs braces, whatever. And we can't pay it off. And then it kind of tends to grow before it shrinks. So this is a way to do a reset. Let's look at what this means because it literally is giving a lot of relief to a lot of people right now. And I'm going to just give you one quick example because if you are in a situation like this, I get it. It happens. If you know someone in a situation like this, just seems stressed, a friend, a family member, let's do this type of analysis together for you or them or whoever your friend is and see. So this person bought in Charleston County, South Carolina, right? Hypothetically, this is a sample, but man, it holds true a lot of times. They originally paid $500,000 for it back in 2019 in June. Now it's worth about $660 because everything went up pretty quickly for a while there. Now they're at 3.75 interest rate, so their monthly payment is $1,730, right? Manageable, doable, not bad at all actually. But they also have just some credit card debt. It's all at 20, 24% because it's all gone up, right? As the Fed raises short-term rates, guess what goes up too? Credit card rates. And those are fully adjustable. And we've all been feeling it if we have any credit card debt at all. So just to refinance and leave all these debts in place, you'd be raising your payment by $588 a month. Would not make sense. Who would do that? Why wouldn't? Until you say, well, wait a minute, you've got a bunch of equity in the house. Let's use some of that to pay off all these things and give some relief. And look what happens. It gets better by $1,000 a month, more than that. So in other words, you get a raise of $12,000, $13,000 a year, or whatever that works out to be, and your cash flow improves. And here's what I find. And look, some of these, this is a really good example. That would be a huge improvement to a lifestyle, right? Because that's all after-tax money. That's take-home pay that you're improving by over $1,000 a month. Now, you can do a couple things with that. You can just put it in savings or investment, or you can use it to just continue paying down the house and get that paid off. And look what you do. You bought in 2019, so 4 years into a loan, so he has 26, our hypothetical person has 26 more years on the loan. But if you refinance, get rid of all that high interest debt that's not doing anything, it's not on an appreciating asset, and just use all of that because you were making your payments fine, right? Use all that, then you're paying off your home loan in under 15 years if you decide to take the savings and put it toward the home. And you get a $221,000 increase in net worth over that time. Now, here's what I want to talk to you a minute, just heart to heart, man to man, however we want to say that. Because here's what I'm finding. Some of these that I'm doing right now and setting up refinances, debt consolidation, aren't saving $1,000 a month. They're saving $2,300, $2,900 a month. In other words, we're improving cash flow to that family by over $2,000, $2,500 per month, right? What's that do? Well, I can tell you based on the conversations what that does. First of all, if someone's stressed about that, they're not sleeping well, right? They're laying awake at night, sweating in the pillow, staring at the ceiling, and when a sheep comes by, they just shoot it because they're like, I'm stressed, I can't. It relieves the stress, and that helps sleep better, and that helps your health, right? So not only helping the economic situation of the household, it's really helping health be better and give room to have that as a priority again, right? And do things like that. It can also be a help with a relationship because the number one cause of divorce in the U.S., in the Western world, I think, is our money issues, right? Stress over money. And if we relieve that stress, guess what? With an added, in one case, $2,300 a month, you can probably afford to go on a date night and spend $200 at a nice dinner once a month, right? You suddenly have the room to do that, and you don't feel guilty about it because you can. And so there's a health improvement, relationship improvement, and sometimes in business. A couple of these that we're doing are for someone who's self-employed. They own their own business. And look, I've been there. I remember 2007, 2008. I've been there thinking, man, how am I going to make more money? I got to cover all these bills. I got to do this. And suddenly the focus of the business goes on to how do I make more money instead of how do I deliver more value to this customer than they're paying in return? How do I add so much value to this customer that they're just happy for this service? And that's how business should be. That's how I approach my business here in the mortgage business. How do I add so much value that it's so well worth it for each home buyer or homeowner who's refinancing? And I like it that way, frankly. And every business owner should do that because what we can do is shift that focus back to where it should be, focused on the good of the customer and providing that excess value as opposed to just surviving. And that changes the entire flavor of a business, really does, and makes it joyful to own a business, frankly, and interact with those customers. So if you know someone who owns a home, feels like they're just way too much on their shoulders right now financially, let's look at relieving a lot of that pressure. And I'd love to do that. And we can run this similar report that I just showed for you or them or a friend or a family member, and love to do that and really help out a lot. Have an awesome day. See you soon. Bye.